Meet the newest member of my household, my robot vacuum cleaner, and my other robot vacuum cleaner, and my other one, and my other one, and this one. These are all a little different, but they all do basically the same thing. They clean my floors. And all I have to do is press one button and then pick it up if and when it gets stuck. You don't need 5 vacuums, by the way. One's good enough. But I've been testing this lineup, which ranges in price from about $300 up to nearly $1,000. Robot vacuums didn't work all that well a few years ago, but these have reliably kept my apartment clean over the last couple of months. You can control them all with a button, and you can activate all of them remotely from your phone. But any of these can replace most of the cleaning you have to do, especially if you run them frequently. None of them picked up everything, but they all handled life's normal messes pretty well. Okay, so let's look at the options. This Eufy ROBOVAC 30C is $300, and this iRobot Roomba i7 Plus is $950. So what's the difference? It's the details. Actually, each of these 5 robots has some special talent, so look out for a feature you might care about most. Let's start with the cheapest one, the $300 Eufy ROBOVAC 30C, which is also the quietest vacuum I tested. That's a big deal. These vacuums are most useful when you use them every day or every couple of days, just letting them wander while you live your life. And vacuum noise is the worst, which makes this a really compelling option. You can also get a version of this bot called the ROBOVAC 11S for about $150. That's a good option too, but I like the app that comes with the 30C. Then there's a brand you've probably heard of, Shark. This $500 Ion S87 has a cool trick. It has this handheld vacuum, which can go all the places the robot can't reach. That means this could theoretically be the only vacuum you own, but I wasn't super impressed with its cleaning abilities. Next up, we're starting to get into fancy vacuums. This thing, the ECOVACS DEEBOT OZMO 930, costs $500 and it's a vacuum, but it's also a mop. It can't be both at the same time, but if you put this pad on, it'll spray and clean and keep everything rolling for you. Take the pad off and it works like a normal vacuum. The OZMO 930 has Wi-Fi and an app and even Alexa support. Plus, it'll map your home as it works, and then you can tap on a spot and say, "Go clean there." You might notice this one, the $700 NEATO Robotics BOTVAC D7, looks a little different from some of the others. That's because it has this flat edge, which helps it go into corners and along walls, and really does help. In the app, you can easily draw no-go lines, which tell the vacuum where not to go, like near the TV, where it'll eat all your cables. You can also tell other vacuums where not to go, but it usually involves beacon or tape. This is simpler. Okay, last but not least, the grand poobah of robot vacuums, the $950 iRobot Roomba i7 Plus. This thing has most of the other features I've mentioned on other vacuums, plus one other amazing one. It empties itself. Well, sort of. There's a big dustbin in the dock itself, and the vacuum empties into the dock. You know it's happening because it's really loud. You only have to empty the huge dustbin when it fills up, rather than every other time you run the robot. This is easily the most impressive and powerful robot vacuum out there. And iRobot does have a long history of keeping its products running for years, but it's a big investment. After turning all of these robot vacuums and more loose in my house like a fleet of flying saucers, I realized my perfect robot vac is some combination of all of them. But if you just want something that cleans well and forget the rest, you should get this Eufy ROBOVAC 30C, or even the cheaper model without Wi-Fi. If you want the best of the best, the Roomba i7 Plus is fantastic, but it's big and it's expensive. Whichever you do get, I think you'll like it. My apartment has never been cleaner, and I've never done less to keep it that way. Alexa, tell Roomba to clean the living room.
Okay, Roomba will clean the living room.